Hi friends, I'm excited to share a new layout with you today for the Shimmerz Paints design team. I am using the September Color Kitz, and I'm using the paper and the paints and the bonus bundles and everything from September. So I started with this fantastic navy blue and white striped paper that I had used on a previous layout this month, and I am just adding some of the in deep colorings to this piece of paper because I wanted a more bold blue color. And then I'm adding on top of that, the bonus bundle color is Colder Than Ice Shimmers. So it's a very super shimmery, icy, light blue. And I love how that kind of tempers the boldness of the in deep colorings. So I love how those look when combined together. And then I'm using this yellow patterned paper to act as a foundation for the color that I'm adding on top of it. So this color on top is the Limoncello Shimmers, and that's also from the September Color Kitz. And I just wanted to make that yellow paper just a little touch more yellow, so and not as pastel. So that is the purpose of me painting those papers, and then I'm going to sit them off to the side while I cut some stripes from some of the other patterned papers in the paper kits. And I'm cutting pieces of paper or strips of paper that are 12 by 12 or 12 inches long for sure, and then varying widths all the way from 1 inch to just under half an inch, or a fourth of an inch actually, I think is the smallest one. So some very skinny little strips, and then some strips that are about an inch. So I did not write down the measurements or anything like that, because really I wanted the sizes to be random. So I didn't want all of the strips to be the same size. And what I'm going to be doing here is I am taking those strips and I am adhering them down to a circle that is 10.5 inches. So this circle is just some regular plain white cardstock. It's not textured or anything. It's not really going to show very much. I am leaving just a tiny little strip of white in between each layer, or in between each strip, but it's not enough to even really notice. So you could do another color behind there. That would be kind of a fun way to mix up your layout. You could add another another color of solid cardstock, or a colored pattern paper behind there, just to add a little bit more detail. But I really wanted it to be white because I wanted it to not distract away from the colors that I was adding on top of it. So I am going to be alternating patterned paper and washi tape. And that washi tape is from my stash. One of them, that striped one, is from one of Vicki Boutin's collections. And then I'm going to be using one other washi tape that is from one of Paige Evans' collections. So those are just in my stash, and I love washi tape and I love adding it to layouts. So that one, that little scalloped one right there, I think that's, pretty sure that's a Paige Evans collection. Yeah, I think so. And the strips of paper that I'm adding, I am distressing the edges of, and I did not keep all of that in there. I cut some of that video out because it was kind of boring. It was just watching me glue down strips of paper. And the only thing that matters in the way that I did it was just making sure that I did mixed up widths next to each other. So I didn't want all the really skinny strips of paper next to each other and they're like thicker ones next to each other. So I tried to kind of alternate the different sizes and then mix in some washi tape. So that was really the only technique there. And then I did trim off the edges of each strip as I went, just to make sure that I was trying to get them straight and all of that. So that was my strategy. And then here I am using, this is one of the patterned papers from the September kits, and I am just painting the 3 flowers and then a couple of the leaves. And the flowers, I did pull out Bumblebee Shimmers, so that is not from the color kits this month. It's from I actually think a past color kit, and then I had it in my stash. So it's my favorite. It's my favorite Shimmerz Paints yellow is Bumblebee. It's super shiny and beautiful. And then I did add a little bit of the Mango Tango Creamies that is, or no, actually, sorry, Rednecking Creamies that's in the September Color Kits. So I added a little bit of that to the centers of those flowers and then let it dry, and I kind of let it mix into the yellow. And that turned out, I love how the centers of those flowers look. And then the green, I used the Mysterious Green Vibes, which is a new color, exclusive color this month. And it's a great green. And I did add a little bit of celery shimmers from my stash on top of that because I did want to lighten it up just a touch. So that was those two colors mixed. And then here I am putting I adhered the circle down to a piece of mixed media cardstock. And then I'm going to take those flowers that I fussy cut out. And I did what I was doing right there, what you're watching me do is I went through the middles of the petals. So it's kind of it was a solid shape because it was on a piece of patterned paper, and I wanted to be able to bend up and fold up those petals. So I just took my fussy cutting scissors and then kind of snipped in between each of the petals. And I did kind of have to round off some of the petals as I did that. Like if they were connected to one another, I kind of got some sharp edges when I cut into the petals. So I just kind of rounded them a little bit. And you can't even tell that it wasn't originally like that, and that works. So I'm able to add a little bit of texture and dimension to the layout by doing that. And then these red flowers and the green leaves are also from a patterned paper in the September kits. And I actually had fussy cut them out for a layout that I was making that I ended up totally throwing away. So I had a different idea before I did this, and it didn't work. So, and it might have worked if I was in a better mood. I don't know, but I was not in the mood to save it. And so I threw it away and started over, and this turned out so much better. So, so behind those flowers, I added the cluster in the top left. It's upside down right now, but it's in the top left of the layout. And then I added some of the blue colors, both of the blue colors from the September kits. And I started with the Colder Than Ice shimmers because I kind of just wanted it to be very subtle. And then I realized it was too subtle. You weren't even going to be able to tell. So I added a little bit of the In Deep colorings, just a couple little drops, and spread it out. So that's behind those flowers up there in the top left. And then I'm going to do the same thing down here in the bottom right behind this cluster. And you can kind of see it's really bold when I put it on at first because that In Deep coloring is such a rich, beautiful blue. It's like one of my favorite blues ever. And so I am going to end up using a towel to kind of blot off some of that bold color because I didn't want it to distract from the center of the layout in the photo. So just wanted it to be a small little touch. And I am adding some tangled thread behind things before I put on my little titles. And these title pieces, Celebrate Fun Always, both of those title pieces are from Bramble Fox. So the little acrylic title pieces, I love those. And then this photo is of our sweet family, friends that have become family. And it was just a sweet day where we went to Papacitos just to have lunch together for fun. So I wanted to scrap this, and my babies think that Uncle Chris is my husband's brother, and Aunt Nisha, that's their aunt, and that Sanaya is their cousin, and all of those things. But really, they're just very, very close friends. So I thought it was sweet, and I wanted this in our family scrapbook. So I've got all of my clusters there finished up, and then I am taking the sequin set from the bonus bundles from the September kits and adding those beautiful flowers and little sequin bits, and then adding some pops of color, and that will finish it up. So here is some close-up video of that, and you can kind of see all of those little layers and different pieces and how much fun those sequined the sequins, and then the little flowers that were in the sequin set are so beautiful and have such great texture. So I love how those look mixed into the clusters. And there is the final layout. So if you have any questions, please pop them down below. Remember, as always, if you place an order from Shimmerz Paints, if you put Sarah Millerhouse in the comment section of your order, you will get a free gift. So I hope you will do that and check out the September kits and enjoy creating. Hope you guys have a great day. Bye for now.